All right, fine. Introduce the person to your right and tell us how old they are and what their first phone was.
Person to my right is Creator.
Introduce me, bro. So go on.
This is Creator, aka Nathan Ryan. Never trust a man with two first names.
Nathan William Clifford Gordon Ryan. I have 5 first names.
He's 27.
Your middle name.
Ish? 28?
28.
Years old. Hails from Wollongong in New South Wales. Wollongong rhymes with one of the major utensils they used to have fun back in the day. Down there in the gong. It's a bong. It's a bong.
I got it.
You got it. Sorry. So the kids who want to talk about Fortnite might not have got that. He enjoys microwavable meals.
True. Very true.
And posting way too longer stories about the anime that he's watching currently that people have to fucking sit through.
This is Fasfi, very dear friend of mine. We've been out on a date together. It went amazingly. She fell in love. But when I shaved my mustache, I went 3 leagues ahead of her. So it's like, it's kind of like I'm figuring out, what's happening.
I'd like to add, it makes everything about him to Craze introduction.
How do you do that?
Yeah, no,
How did you switch that?
I was gonna flex my. Oh, never mind. Fucking hell. How old is she? I'm guessing you're like 23, Fasfi.
Oh yeah, spot on.
I think around 23 or something like that.
Moron.
What are her likes? She loves long walks on the beach, great conversation, and just being her beautiful self, really. That's Fasfi, ladies and gentlemen. That's her.
She likes being herself.
Just always be
yourself.
yourself.
To my right is the lovely Liv Bev. God, I don't know how old you are. I'm going to guess 22 or 23?
23.
Yay! Oh, we're the same age. Oh, I never. And Liv Bev doesn't do too much anymore, but she has one of the most beautiful singing voices you will ever hear. It's very unique, but I love it. You've been on a reality TV show for it as well. She does a lot of YouTube videos and fun content. She is new into gaming, but
That's
absolutely
an understatement.
adored by everyone because of how fresh you are into gaming. And she's got a great sense of style.
What do you mean, banging?
If Liv had a dick, it would be so far down your throat right now. Listen to this.
It would be. I'd ask you to come over after this podcast.
Oh.
It's just people getting laid isn't gross, Brody. Just because you don't get any doesn't mean that nobody else can. Okay, well then absolutely nowhere near me at me at all is Allie.
Okay.
She's really pretty. She's got a beautiful, beautiful dog, and I love it. And she's a beautiful, beautiful
You have a
lady.
dog?
Uh-huh.
What's your dog's name?
Anola.
What?
Yeah, sure. From
Fancy.
originally it was gonna be Azula, but
What?
that means
So cute.
What does it mean?
Azula used to be from Avatar,
Oh, fucking
and
weirds.
then okay.
That's fine.
Anyway,
Good on you,
very
Allie.
cute.
Shut up, Creator.
Good on you,
yeah,
Allie.
weaved.
Give it a kiss
That
on
was
the
actually
head.
a really nice name.
Give the dog a kiss. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking gross. What happens, Allie? Let's say you go out, you meet the love of your life, and you bring him back to your house, and he gets into your bed, and it's just dog molt, hair, and shit everywhere. What's he gonna think?
He's a cavoodle. She doesn't drop hair.
Brody, what do your
Trust me.
sheets look like? What do your bed sheets look like? Because
Doesn't even have a bed sheet on
I'm
his
literally
bed. What's the
imagining
bed?
like
What the fuck do you want to know, Loserfruit?
cartoon sheets. Well, I'm just saying, if you bring home a person, alternatively,
Well,
to
Ruth,
Toy
actually,
Story
it's
bed
very
covers.
Nice. Actually, thank you very much.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can get vouchers for that.
What color? What color?
I'm very grey and white.
Safe.
Grey and white. Yeah, safe colours.
Safe.
Neutral.
Okay.
Neutral.
Yeah, very safe. All
Yeah.
right.
If you were going to pick an Olympic sport that you'd want to get into, what would it be?
Volleyball.
Yeah, it makes sense for
Swimming.
you, actually. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Cray wants to be the
But
guy who
if
hands
I
out
had to do
condoms in
anything,
the
it'd be
village.
like-
He wants to be-
True.
Famous Olympian. Are you having sex tonight? Here you go.
I am not capping when I say this. There is a sex doll that I got sent to my PO box in my cupboard right now.
You've
And her name's
used it.
Kinky Kim.
Pixar didn't happen, as in
her
go
name's-
get it.
Her name's Kinky Kim, and she has 3 she has 3 luscious love holes, is what it
Oh.
says on the box.
Have you used it?
It's in the box. I could literally go
That's
get it
why
right
he's
now,
not
but I
getting
probably
it.
can't show it on stream. I'm uncomfortable.
I
I'm
have a story
uncomfortable.
on this topic.
Please.
Oh, flashlights. Hit us
Oh,
with it.
please. Take the floor.
So
this is gonna
I
be good.
was at a friend's house, and his dad was a single dad that was at home, and that's fine, everything's fine. And my dog, basically they were all out of the house, and my dog was missing for a bit, and I didn't know why. My dog's gone into the room and torn up this like vagina. I don't know what else to say. But it had like a butt and everything, and tore it up. Like it's just like gone.
Oh, the half. Like,
I know the ones you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. But
yeah.
I was pretty.
I hear they're great.
I think I was only 16. No, 16 or 17, and I was like, what? Like where is it? And then I saw like little pieces of body parts all over the floor, or like plastic. Like I couldn't figure out what it was, and I was like, what have you torn up? Like I don't even get it. And I walk in, and I'm like, no, what do I
Have you seen them,
do?
Fruity?
No, I've never
It's
looked
like-
it up
I'll
to
show
buy like you
They're
and
great,
Cray
yeah.
have.
It's like this
They're
portion
amazing.
of a person, of a girl,
Mm.
and like you can like you have sex with it, but it's like a mannequin, but only that portion.
Only
of them,
that
just
part.
the waist. Yeah, just that part.
Oh.
Wait, so he
So
walked
you
in.
take the dog, you don't tell anybody.
He
so
wasn't
that you
though.
don't
He
know,
wasn't
right?
home. No one was home.
Yeah,
What the
but
fuck
yeah,
does
but
that guy think then?
yeah, but
No,
when he came in,
I
he came into a ripped up
He actually
pussy.
thought that I just didn't know, but it was the worst thing ever because I was like, if he
Does
brings
he
it
own
up
a
to
dog?
me, if he brings it up to me, do I do it? Do I not? It was the worst like situation.
Oh,
I'm picturing you going home to your parents and being like,
I was
listen,
crying.
I went round
I was,
to my friend's place, and Mum, I need $50 because the dog ripped apart this dude's pocket pussy.
bucks.
And
I was in tears. It was
$50.
traumatic.
They're like $500. Like, what are you talking about? $50.
Mum, I need some financial help.
The weirdest PO box gift was a vibrator. Like years
weird.
ago, 2016.
I'm
I'd say it
surprised
was.
that you guys have all not been sent multiple
I've
of those.
never been sent anything rude at all.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's legitimately
Never
surprising that
mind.
all of you haven't been sent that.
Well, it's not like I advertised.
Have you got me turned up
it.
all the way?
If I were to say I got a
Yeah,
bloody
how about
vibrator as a PO box, I think maybe I would get sent more. But no, I just said it was an egg mixer. And I remember years ago hearing about Blizzard employees, and now to hear that an actual like state government is suing them, it feels good, man.
Oh, so you already heard about that a little bit, Fruity?
Yeah, like previously,
Okay.
you always hear like
Do you not remember with the Me Too movement? Definitely a lot came out with that.
another gaming.
It's not
big
surprising
company.
that, companies that are made from fucking gaming kumas are doing that sort of shit. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so don't
Honestly,
play. I don't know what is Blizzard.
You can't play WoW?
World of Warcraft, Call of Duty,
Sorry,
God,
COD.
Overwatch. I love
Yeah.
Roadhog.
World of Warcraft, Call of Duty.
Let's boycott COD. It's full of hackers
Overwatch.
anyway, so pretty easy to boycott.
At that point, would you not just be boycotting almost every game online? Because like I feel like this stuff is definitely like ingrained and kind of like rooted deeply into almost every aspect of like video gaming and the
True.
gaming industry.
It's also a universal issue. Like you take the fashion industry and how they've used child labor or basic, pretty much
Yeah.
camps to make clothing of any kind, and it's kind of like, where do you kind of stand on your own 2 feet and say, no, this is wrong. I'm not gonna join into the like that sort of consumerism and like not purchase from this brand because this came out about it, and also like the links to different companies and things like that. So if I am an affiliate of a different company, like so say the Blizzard launcher hosts my game, if it hosts Activision's game, which is Call of Duty, do I boycott both or do I only boycott one? Or do I, it's kind of like in the gambling argument, there's also this thing of like, it goes website, provider, then player. Like, do I blame the provider for addiction? Do I blame the website's marketing for addiction, or is it all the responsibility of the player? So I think it's like it starts to get super, super complex. Like where you as an individual say no more. That's kind of like,
I mean, you can go a step further. People are not watching some streams because my streamer streams only Blizzard games, or they're getting like abused and things like that.
I mean, that's
my
like
biggest. Oh no,
it's not like the entirety is bad,
sure.
so it's not the exact same as gambling. Whereas that's just one individual, not a full company, so it's a bit different.
It's also
but the
one of
gambling
those
thing
things.
tilts me because the same people who fucking are out there fucking shaming everyone who does gamblings will sit on stream and have fucking 6 glasses of red wine or 12 beers. And it's like, well, that's why like I would never discredit people with their vices and like how they're portrayed online because I'm not a great example for that as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we all do things. Like I know that like I think it was in the argument. I think H3H3 made a good point where it's like you can't use your like just because you accept one vice is okay doesn't mean you can't criticize another, and that's true. Like you can, but it's still double standards to be like shitty on people who are influencing kids the wrong way when you see some of the other things that are just blanketly let go on Twitch.
It's
And
also
like no
like,
one says a fucking word about it.
where's the line when it comes to like being an entertainer? Because for some, like when it comes to certain things on stream, like I'll make a joke and then I'll go, that was totally fine to say in my chat. But if I was meeting a 13-year-old kid who was like, I watch your streams, would I make those kind of jokes to their face? No, because it feels like totally inappropriate. So it's like, where's the line on like censoring yourself, knowing that there could be kids watching, but also making content that isn't necessarily tailored towards kids? Like knowing that they're allowed to watch, but like how much can you police? Like
It's up
what
to their
kids
parents.
consume?
You're not their mum. Like you're not the person that needs to be watching out for them. Like their parents need to be around, like, you can't watch this content, you should be around this content. It's just when gambling is literally like pieces of fruit that are like bright and like the most like eye-catching thing to like children that look like a game. Like it never doesn't actually look like, you know, like cigarette packets. You look at them, they look disgusting, they look this, they don't look exciting.
Not
And, like,
everywhere. That's Australia.
They used to.
in Australia.
Yeah.
But it's just like those kind of things where gambling is just like so bright and fun, but they do gambling everywhere. Like even like the loot boxes and things like that, that's a form of gambling. You're
Oh, yeah,
putting
they're
money
looking at
into
making
what
that
you get.
illegal.
No one
That's
brought up
already
about-
illegal in the Netherlands.
Like, is that not
Loot
gambling?
box
as
gambling
itself?
is illegal in the Netherlands already.
Yeah. So
They're
it's
cracking
like
down on that too.
what line are you gonna draw with gambling as well?
My only real stance on it, because like I think it's subjective as fuck at this point, because it's like if you don't like it, you're entitled to not like it. If you don't think there's a problem, like that's fine. But the only people who can make a difference are the platform. But the platform in which it's being broadcast on literally brought in a system where you can gamble channel points.
Yeah, but it's
Through-
not money. It's
That's
not
what I was
money.
thinking.
I know it's not real money, but
You can't buy that though. You literally have to invest time in to get that.
It's
So
still
you still
promoting
have to have like an
risk-
understanding.
risk to gambling something. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's money or not. You're still showing people that you can get something for nothing by gambling them.
Yeah,
the
I don't
points
do it on my
stand.
channel because I was like, that's I don't know, but
That's a little
feel-
bit like
I feel-
teetering into.
That's a real big stretch. That's like saying to someone like, "Oh, I bet you can't do a star jump." Like, what are you gonna like police that as well? Like,
Yeah,
you're-
that's
I'm
That's
on
taking
your
it a
side.
bit too
I'm
far,
totally
yeah.
on your side. I think that's where I'm
But I
on your
do
side.
think there's a drastic difference between pressing a button and line, star, whatever. I don't actually watch them.
Okay.
But
The
you know what I
SJWs
mean.
don't think so. Because if you take gambling off the platform, then they start coming for alcohol. Then they start coming for swear words. Then all of a sudden we're YouTube. Like
When you're promoting,
it'll just go boom, 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 and it'll just keep going.
I don't actually agree with that, but I have a question because like Craig got sponsored by Kraken, right? You're sponsored by alcohol, and they get sponsored by gambling. They are on the same level, would you say, or like what do people think about that?
To a certain degree, they are both negative influences on young people. I think when it's non-regulated, that's also like a big issue. So when I did my Kraken sponsorship, I had to prove that I had above 70% over 18 viewership. And if I didn't prove it was over 70%,
Really? You don't
Yeah,
have
that's
over
okay.
70%. These
Statistically-
people are
statistically-
lying. Whoever's right
Yeah,
now,
well,
that's right.
yeah,
there.
yeah, well, like that's a different
Yeah,
argument.
yeah.
But technically, I have above 70%, you know, or audience that is above 18. And yesterday we did a poll, and you know, when we were discussing this, and they said like it came back that I had 80% or something above 18 people in chat or whatever. However, I think it's to the degree of the vice. Like, for example, I don't completely regret doing the alcohol sponsorship, but now that I've heard arguments on the side of just how bad promoting these kind of vices can be, I'm kind of now gone the other way where, yeah, I do kind of think that accepting money to promote or to push a vice onto an audience, because that's why you're being sponsored. There's no maybe ifs or buts about that. That is why you're sponsored by a company, because they know it will catch more eyes and you will use your influence to sell that product. There's no maybe ifs or buts about that. That's why we are all sponsored to do something. So when you are sponsored to do casinos, to do gamba, to do that, they're trying to get more kids in or anyone in. And there's no real restrictions on who's doing it and stuff like that. And when you've got gambling that has one of the highest suicide rates out of any other vice or addiction that we know of, that's pretty fucked. Like, that's where it starts to get intense for me personally. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, you are right, Brody. Like, you know, I drink. I'm an adult. You know what I mean? And I'll drink on stream if I feel like it right now.
Yeah.
But are you allowed to get, like, absolutely blotto?
No.
Are you allowed to, like, am I allowed to do, like, another sponsorship promoting alcohol? Don't know. You know what I mean? And that's where it gets, like...
I think you were fine in that. I think, like, I guess doing 20-hour gambling streams is equivalent to being absolutely smashed and promoting everyone to get just actively drinking on stream, getting smashed. I think that's it. It's not just regularly just having a few drinks on stream. I don't think that's that. But yeah, but
that just comes down to interpretation. That's not objective fact. That's where it gets. Yeah,
I feel like
whereas
drinking,
if someone gets blind drunk and self-harms himself, that's objectively fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Whereas Trainwreck's blowing 500 million or 500 grand in 12 minutes, like he normally does, is that unhealthy?
Stupid.
Again, it's subjectively stupid to us, but maybe to someone else it's not. So then it's like, it's just like interpretation. Whereas I think it's more.
That is not interpretive. I don't think. I think it is objectively stupid to get. I think it's just as harmful.
Yeah, but he doesn't think that, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so do people who are addicted to alcohol or like addicted to drugs.
Yeah, like me. Like alcoholics who like drink a lot and just like don't think it's bad. Yeah, true. No, you make a good point. It's a hard one. I think with your alcohol sponsorship, Cray, I'm a big believer in that. You don't have anything to answer for there, bro, because kids fucking turn on their TV when they get home from school at 3:30 and there's an advertisement for sports bet, and then there's an advertisement for CC and Dry at 3:30 in the afternoon on Channel 7 while they're watching a fucking cartoon.
It's like, where is the line? And I think it's more a big thing for me is like people know that you're not drinking that every day. It's how you are representing it and how you are handling yourself on stream. So like your stream may see that you don't drink every night. You're not drinking yourself to sleep. Like you know, you're allowed to drink as an adult. It's not bad. Everything in moderation and all this kind of thing. And like if that is your choice of drink or flavor for the night, then that's it. But it's like you're not chugging bottles and bottles for prolonged periods of time. Like you are drinking responsibly if you do. Yeah. And it's just that's the flavor that you choose. So it could have been a beer. It could have been wine.
I would just say losing $1 million is kind of self-harm in just a different way. In my opinion, that's the only problem I have with it. I don't care who the audience is. I think it's just kind of self-harm.
I just want to finish that point that Brody said, like, that I'm completely like not responsible or something. It's kind of like you also have to be a little bit self-aware as to what kind of content creator or popular person or famous person you are. Like, for example, Ryan Reynolds has his own alcohol brand. So does The Rock, right? These are both grown men, for the most part, who do grown movies, for adults. If the Wiggles suddenly start promoting gambling in any way or are related to those sponsorships, that's a huge fucking like, oh my God, it's the Wiggles.
Yeah, because the target audience is 4.
So you have to be a little bit self-aware of who you are. And I think that's where that reflection comes in of, like...
That's just more who you're represented as, though, or who you represent yourself as to the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's your own self. But the only person you've got to answer for is yourself. Like, for example, your example, the only question of morality there is you answering to yourself. It's like, am I okay with it? Because it's legal, it's fine, and others do it. It's whether or not I feel okay
Yeah,
with it.
but just because something's like pushed to be normal, especially in Australia with alcohol, like it's pushed for us to drink a
Culturally.
lot, and it's fun,
Yeah.
and it's so like probably to the point where it's too much, but doesn't make it like okay to push. Like I
Yeah, this
understand
is
where Craig's
normal.
coming from. Like just because it is seen as normal doesn't mean that like you should.
Yeah.
be
Yeah, I
okay
get
with
you.
it.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
True. But again, I definitely agree. But it's your own morality which drives that. There's no
Yeah.
there's no one telling you.
I mean, no one's against Cray what it's doing, but I'm sure there are people that are like, oh, like like with parents or families that are addicted to alcohol and things like that.
That
There is,
wouldn't like
that
it.
line.
Oh, fuck yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. But I don't think he has to necessarily take that. He can take it into account if he wants to. But
Yeah.
he's not. He doesn't
Yeah, for
have
sure.
to. Like it's not
Yeah.
something that he has to care about if he doesn't want to.
Occasionally, I'll do like a drinking stream on my channel.
I do every night.
But I mean, I like the thing that I end up saying to my chat is that like the reason that I tend to get tipsy pretty quickly is because I don't drink. Like I don't drink that often. I don't drink like on the reg. I don't have drinks casually. I don't have drinks at night or anything like that or with a meal. That's not what I do. So I think it's like you do tend to see that I get like a little bit tipsy very quick if I drink, but I think it's like then saying to my chat that's because I don't drink regularly. So I think it's then having to be like, like you like when people were saying that there's a difference between having a drink on stream and getting drunk on stream.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I always preface it being like, if I seem drunk to you guys, like
It's because I am.
It's because I am, but like just know that this is not something I do on the reg.
I think a lot of it also comes down to like education around what it is. Like I think a lot of the fears around young people or even just people in general having access to like live streams and whatever it is, they build a life based around what they see. And a lot of the time people aren't going out and doing their own research on these things. So you'll come across a person doing a gambling stream, you see them having fun, that's all you know. You don't know the negatives of it, and it's really easy to get into because you see somebody you like. Like streaming is a very, very easy way to build a relationship with somebody without actually meeting them. You feel like you have a connection with them. You think it's a buddy system, and then it's like the ease of access to it again. Like these are all things that like aren't really informed about, and it's the same thing with like drinking and everything like that. Like I think a lot of it is like there's a lot of access to only like the highlights of information, and there's not enough education about the negative and the damaging sides.
It's like we always see the highlight reels on fucking Twitter and Instagram and not the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. So it's always going to look like that to the viewer. Streaming does glorify streaming, and any form of social media does glorify the high points and does tend to suppress the low points of every vice and thing in life. So it's not the best thing to be influenced by.
But did you guys hear about what Jacksepticeye like posted recently? I think it was meant to be more about not the highlight reel of what it's like to make content and stuff like that. And I saw a comment on Twitter and somebody was like, wait, like genuinely they were like, oh, what do you mean like being a content creator isn't always fun? Like of course it is. And it's weird because the people that do make content, like I see all of you guys behind the scenes and everybody knows how like stressed we are or like how much you like enjoy it and you love it and it is great. But of course it's like not stressful and doesn't have its demands and stuff like that. And it's really crazy that like some people don't know that until somebody like makes a video specifically like explicitly like talking about what it's really like, I guess.
I just got a blanket non-gray area question for you about, do you think there should be gambling on Twitch? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
I think it needs to be regulated more. If it was to be on the site, I just think we need more regulations. It's just you can't like as we were saying about the predictions and stuff. It's too much where like you need regulations on the other stuff.
What would be the regulation for it?
Literally having to
verify that you're 18.
Verify.
Sure.
I think the verification should come from the platforms they're using. I
Bro,
think
make people jump through
like the government or the website is legit. And it's not a
I don't
scam.
care. Make them do whatever you want, but people should not be excluded from enjoying something that is freely available online and is not like doesn't technically breach
It's
TOS.
not. It's not just playing it though. They're promoting it. There's so much different to me drinking this alcohol or me saying, "Guys, I love this. Come buy some." Like
Yeah, you can add that
so
to it.
different.
You can add like the no.
That is
You can
so
add the no
different.
hashtag ad. You can add that if you want. But I still,
No,
I
no,
still
the
just don't
hashtag
think-
ad doesn't do anything, Chloe. Like they're saying, like look how much fun I'm having. I'm sponsored by this, like blah 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 blah. Do you know how much like I'm inclined to buy something? Like I don't want to buy something, and then I see Fruity having so much fun on something. I'm like, well, I really like Fruity, so if she's having so much fun doing that, I want it now.
Also, a point that I think we're kind of missing as well is gambling is extremely unique in the way that it just can give the player the idea that they could change their life and or win something and get something extremely positive back.
Yeah.
Not only that, we live in a very like capitalistic society. It's very material. Money to many people or all of us is the thing that we hold in very, 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 very high regard, right? So when you're drinking alcohol, and you're having a couple of beers and stuff, you get fucked up. Say you got drunk on stream, you're acting like a fool, you're cracking jokes, you're having fun, yeah? Right, you're having a good time. You're not earning $300,000 in one big hit, and you're not, and the people aren't always seeing that you've just spent $700,000 to get there. Like when Trainwreck was talking about his stream, he was saying things like, "Oh, have you ever sat down and watched the complete 8-hour stream?" Right? I have. Yeah, like I like Trainwreck. I love watching Gamba streams. I really like them. They're fun to watch. But gambling is very unique in that regard.
I feel like the internet needs some kind of overhaul where you are tied to a, like you as an individual are tied to your alias. Like, I think that should exist.
I would love
And
if
I
the
think
whole
that should
internet
be
had
the
a
gateway.
passport.
No.
attached.
That's
Yeah.
like a gateway into literally
Yeah.
like
No.
so
Let the government
much
rule
love.
us.
Absolutely not. No one's
That
seeing
is-
my
that is
Pornhub
bad,
search history.
bad.
Fuck that, Fasby. I'm out. No way. Not happening. No way.